Yeah, I wasn't even planning on going shopping. Like, welcome back, wild ones. It's Cypress, and today I have a completely unplanned thrift haul. What are you doing? Are you stuck, or are you okay? I've got Halloween costumes, I've got Halloween decor, I've got magical items, I've even got some regular decor, and yeah, I think that's it. So what happened was, my plan was to go hiking, and I drove all the way out to where the parks are and thought, as long as I'm here, why don't I check the local Goodwill first? I found things at the Goodwill that got me so excited. I completely course corrected and went to 2 other thrift stores that day. Never got my hike in. Alright. Yeah. So let's take a look at what distracted me from... Hi. Yeah. Just so cuddly. Alright, so I went into the first Goodwill. I didn't really have much of an agenda other than the fact that I'm always looking for things for filming and props, and I've always got a running list, right? We all do this. We have a running list of things we need to look for when we're at the thrift store because we never know when we're going to miraculously find them. For like 2 years now, I've been keeping an eye out for something that I could use as a medieval robe, like something a monk might wear or something like that. And I walked into the Goodwill. This is perfect. This is a loosely knit, woven, I don't know what this fabric is. It's very peasant-like or monk-like. Very large. It might be too big, but I saw it and I made a beeline for it and I snagged it. This was $4.99, and that might be a little high for basically a rag at a Goodwill, but this is so much more authentic looking than anything you see online for costuming. You know, the cheap mass-produced stuff. So I don't know where this came from. Somebody made this, and if I take a piece of sisal rope that the cats have pulled off of the cat scratcher, I can make a pretty convincing belt with it. So now I've got this amazing costume that I could do a monk look with, or a peasant look, or this would be a really good base layer under a more complicated costume. So I'm super happy with this. There is a little bit of a tear where the seam has come apart in the shoulder. That's a 5-minute fix at most. It doesn't look like much, but it is so what I needed and what I've been looking for that I'm just so excited about this stupid thing. So that got me started. But then, on the same rack, this is clearly from some kind of mass-produced costume. This fits me better. This was only $2.99. I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do with it, but again, I'm always coming up with weird things to film, like skits and stuff, and it just really pays to have costumes. So I saw this and I just snagged it without even a second thought because I don't know if this was originally a devil costume or... what do you think? You gonna get that? You gonna get the tag? So anyway, this time of year is fantastic for finding stuff for costuming. So what do you think? What kind of a costume would this lend itself for? I'm open to suggestions. And while I was rooting around in the store, I found these. I thought it was one really big one at first, but it's 2 identical scarves. What are the chances of somebody having 2 identical scarves and donating them to Goodwill and they both end up on the same hanger together? These were $1.99 a piece, so $4 total. Rafaella is the brand. The color is striking to me, the yellow and white with the black. Funny with the tassels, they're only on either end. They don't come across the whole way. At first I thought it was missing some, but they're like that consistently on all 4 edges. I had nothing even remotely similar, and they're huge, which means you can tie them around your hip. You can tie them around like a scarf. You can use them as a swim cover-up. You could use them as a scarf. You could use them as a headscarf. You could use them as a shawl, a sarong. It's sarong size. These are the sarong size. It sounds like the wrong size. Yeah, anyway. I'm sure these will come in useful for something, and just to have as scarves in my wardrobe. Now, I don't know why I need 2 of them, but now I can do twinsies with somebody if the need should arise. And then I was getting ready to check out, and there was somebody already checking out with like at least 3, if not 4 children in tow, and they were not, they were everywhere. So I was backing up to give them some space. I don't like being run into physically. It stresses me out like nothing else. So I pretended to be browsing the linens, and this was with the linens. I found a mermaid tail. It's lavender with little butterflies all over it. Quilted. It's very warm. I'm sure everybody has seen these, at least advertised. I paid $2.99 for a mermaid tail. No, I haven't been looking for one, but I mean, how are you gonna say no to a mermaid tail for $2.99? I don't think you can you? If I need to do a mermaid costume now, I've at least got, I mean, it's not super convincing, but it does make the suggestion. It is made for kids, so it doesn't quite fit, but if I shove my feet up into the fins, I can get it up to my waist, so, I mean, I regret nothing. Yeah, what do you think? Is it comfy? You want to lay on it. So I don't know if you call this a costume or just a fun thing to lounge around the house in, but that's a whale of a tail. Sorry, it was there. Low-hanging fruit. First time I think I've ever been happy to be attacked with anxiety from having children swarming around without restraint. Pretty sure they were jealous that I was getting that too when they saw it, so sorry kids. So then I'm checking out, making small talk with the cashiers because they've been really nice in the store. I compliment them on their Halloween decor, and they say, well, actually it's for sale. $2.99. I am just as pleased as I could possibly be. This is giving me super nostalgic vibes. It's clearly supposed to be a witch. We've got the little hat and hair, little wooden beads for the eyes. We've even got a nose with a wart on it, and then I think this is a snaggletooth, but she's adorable. I'm not a fan of plastic super cheap decorations, so I couldn't believe getting this for $2.99. There's a small possibility she'll just stay up all year, because how awesome is this? I'm just really digging the vintage feel of her. I'm pretty sure this is vintage and not new. The materials that were used and the funk that was on this, it's gotta be several decades old. I did actually clean this already because it didn't want to touch it. It had this sort of just funk of the ages on it. So I took the chance and gave her a bath. She's still a little damp. I think she needs to go in the kitchen. She needs to be looking over the cauldron bubbling. I think putting her next to my fruit station, that well kind of needed something anyway. So, score. So all of that happened, and like I said, I was so stoked. I was like, forget hiking. If my luck is this high today, we gotta jump on this and see what else I can find. So I stopped over at Goodwill real quick just to grab some food to fuel up for the journey. I was looking at their costume stuff because, I mean, it's October. You can't not look at all the Halloween stuff while it's available. and I found these. I mean, this isn't a thrift thing, and so I realized that, but like, I'm so freaking excited about these, I just thought I would mention them. These are under $2 a piece, so I snagged what they had. Like I said, all the costuming I'm always trying to do, coming up with stupid skits and stuff, having a blank mask that I can just do whatever with. It's like an old theater mask, not modern theater, like Greek theater. So I can just use these as ways to differentiate characters. So totally stoked about these, and at under $2 a piece, I'm saying. Okay, so that was all happening in Logan, Ohio, which is not usually a very good place to find stuff, but sometimes the small towns will surprise you. Then I headed over to the Lancaster Goodwill. So at Lancaster Goodwill, I walked in and headed over to the furniture because it's in a separate room, so I checked that first. And there was a chair. I've been looking for this particular kind of chair for a very long time. Like more than 10 years, I've been keeping an eye out for a vintage tufted swivel rocker. I know that sounds weird, but I had one. I actually like the one I had before even better. It was taken from me against my will. Not happy about it, still salty about it, but they had one for only $4.99. And it's in such good shape. Everything is in almost mint condition. The only problem it's got is this splatter of something hitting it. I don't actually know if you'll be able to get the splatter out. The care instructions forbid using any water-based solvent on the furniture. It says that it'll stain or make the fabric bleed if you put water on it, which seems like a really problematic fabric to have in a household, but whatever. So I'm gonna have to order some dry cleaning upholstery cleaner to see if I can get that smear out. But at $4.99, if I can't get the stains out, it's not a huge investment. I love these chairs because there's just I don't know, there's something about the look that I like, and they're an armchair, but they're smaller. They fit my body. So many chairs and couches nowadays are built for much bigger bodies than I have, and it's nice to be able to find some of that older furniture that is small and cozy and made for my size. So I brought this thing in the house, and I have not had a chance to try it out because the cats have decided it is theirs. They have been sitting in it, napping in it, playing underneath it. I couldn't have spent my money better if I was looking for a cat toy. Every time I come through the room, there's a different cat napping in it. So the cats prefer this chair now over anything else in the house, of course. Fairfield Chair Company. I googled the company. They're still in business. Apparently they're a fairly well-respected furniture maker. So there we have it. I finally have an armchair in this house, which I haven't had in forever. So in order to reserve that, I had to pay for it right away. And then I went back in and did some shopping. And then I spotted one of these. 99 cents. I picked it up. Do I need more spherical candles? No, but it matched the ones I have. I'm a sucker for things that match. So I just snagged this for 99 cents. And then I found a pair of silver tapers. They're metallic silver. They've actually got little bits of glitter inside of them. I wasn't gonna get them because that's really not my taste. But I thought to myself, what are the chances I'm never gonna need a silver candle for a ritual? 49 cents for the pair, brand new in the package. They do look a little dirty, like they were stored somewhere that was filthy and a little bit of the dirt got in, but they are individually wrapped. I'm hoping the candles inside are just pristine, and we'll save those in case I ever need silver candles. 99 cents. Just a little serving tray. I really like not plastic things, and this is real wood. It's a very light wood. I liked the design. I like that it's a dark stain on it, and then this little metal detail here is kind of a nice touch, and just a nice little tray for decor or serving. So I just like it, and it was cheap, and so I snagged it, because that's what I do. And then I went to the Ohio Thrift in Lancaster, and my luck continued. I'm always looking at the mugs because I have very particular taste in mugs. I like a certain sort of look, but I also want it to be dark on the inside. You know, it's just, it looks better if you know what I'm saying? So I saw this. It's lovely, it's elegant, it's dark. I like this long, tall shape for a mug, and it is black on the inside. So my patience has paid off. I have scored another mug. So neither here nor there, but that was one of my finds. And then as I'm browsing, I see this. It's a real bell. I looked this up. It's called a table service bell, or a service bell. I've seen it cross-listed as an altar bell as well. Not the most melodious of tones, but not bad either. There's no maker's mark on this. I think it's solid brass, believe it or not. As bell, book, and candle as I am, until this, I didn't own a bell. Not one bell. Not all my life. I don't have any kitchen staff, so I can't use it as a service bell, but of course this is going to come in super handy as an altar bell. I had to look it up because I didn't know. I understand that in, I think it's Catholic service, they'll ring bells to let the congregation know that something mystical is happening at the altar, like when the host is being transformed from bland snack food into bland demigod flesh. So you learn something new every day, but I think the primary use I will have for this is space clearing and just looking good, because it does. So I'm happy with that find. Only $1.99. Although honestly, from what I saw online when I looked, they're not terribly expensive brand new. Every time I do wings, an angel gets his wings. You're trying to nap and I keep talking. I have been on the hunt for something I can use as a magician's robe. And even though it is Halloween season, the thrift stores are not really bringing it yet with the costume stuff. So I haven't had a lot of luck, but the last item I found, it's a literal robe, but it has stars on it. Not quite the moons and stars and constellations that you see on a magician's robe, but I thought it might be close enough to make the suggestion. It's kind of a joke because it's a bathrobe, magician's robe, bathrobe. I don't know. Is this gonna work? Is this gonna work even as a joke as a magician's robe? I'm not sure. I'll have to play around with it and see if I can make it work. Even if it doesn't work for a magician's robe, it's actually super soft and comfy, and I like the look of it, so worst case scenario, I have another bathrobe. $5.99. I think this was the most expensive item I found the entire trip. So there you go. So that's my haul. Lots of costuming stuff, although nothing specifically for me to dress up this Halloween. I honestly haven't dressed up for Halloween in quite a few years now. I hate to admit that. I love dressing up for Halloween, but I just haven't been to anything social, and I'm not gonna dress up just to sit at home and watch scary movies with my cats. So, how do you think I did? Lots of costuming, a little bit of decor, and even a few magical items. Which items were your favorites? Anyway, thanks for watching. I love sharing the adventure with you. When I find treasures, I get so excited, and it is so fun to be able to share. So thanks for watching and sharing in the excitement of the treasure hunt with me. I will see you in my next video, and until then, keep the thrifting wild. Costume that I can do peasant look with, and I was totally fine. What are you doing? Besides playing. I shouldn't yell at you for playing, but oh my god, right now, as far as planned, I can't. Oh, where are my words? To find a I need to